Ideally, is if you gave a brewer the exact same recipe, right, and had two people brew it, the beer's going to come out differently. So everybody's got their unique brew, right? It could be a wheat beer, it could be a pale ale, it could be an IPA, it could be a stout, whatever. Two exact recipes, you'll get two different beers because it's brewed on different equipment, different water, you know, different temperature, different ways they do it, right? Different styles. As the economy went south, the company that I was working for was acquired, and so my wife and I decided to talk about, you know, what's plan B, right? What's next? And she said, well, you've been brewing since early 90s. Why don't you do that full time? We're starting small, right? We're not huge. We don't have a 30, 40 barrel brew house. We're a 7-barrel shop, so we're making 70 kegs a month or so out of here. A little bit more than that, but that's about it. And so we're starting small. We're working with the folks in town, and that's kind of how we did it, through experimentation. We're American brewery. We're using American yeast and American hops. So we're going to create an American style beer, right? So right now we're working with a wheat beer, making an American wheat beer. It's got over 50% grain bill of wheat. It's got a real nice nutty citrus flavor to it. Very refreshing. It's got a good hoppy nose to it. Brewers here in Utah make some of the best beer in the United States, and it's known by the Great American Beer Festival and the awards that we bring back. Some of the restrictions we have here in Utah to being able to brew only a 4% beer on draft, higher alcohol-related beer in bottles and distribute it through the state, really causes us to become a better brewer, because it's hard to hide off flavors. It's hard to hide things with alcohol and hops and stuff like that when you're making a wheat beer at 4% or you're making a pale ale at 4%. What we want to do is we want to really cater to the local community here in Park City. We felt that was one of the differentiators between us and the guys down in Salt Lake, shipping up here. And one of our taglines that we're working on right now is to be able to do an adventure in a bottle. And what we mean by that is, when you come to town as a tourist, you have to ask the concierge, oh, what do I do in town? What can I do? What things are, only that kind of the locals know about, right? Now, granted, we don't want to share all of our secrets on what to do here in Park City, right? However, what we want to do is we want to be able to put an adventure on the back of the label that people could partake in, and then create a social forum around that so that people then can share their experiences with other folks. We see our competition really as the big guys, right? Miller, the Coors, the Budweisers of the world, right? And those breweries now are not even American owned anymore. So we see ourselves as really competing against those guys and being able to convince people to be able to put our beer on draft or carry our bottles in their shops, where the distributors really kind of control some of that, not only in Utah but outside the state, and it makes it very difficult for us as brewers to be able to penetrate those markets. We're not trying to be a cover band, so to speak. It's going to be a completely different beer, and it will taste different, it will smell different, it will look different. It's very unique. Well, we're certainly excited to be out here in Park City and finally, after 2 years of hard work, being able to get our first beers off the ground. So, we really appreciate all those folks that have been patient and following us for the past 2 years. Your thirst is going to be quenched before too long.